Put your fucking hands up.
Hello and welcome back to another King Skyline YouTube tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at reskinning guns and digging into that a little bit more. Sorry if there's a little bit of background noise. I am currently doing my washing. So today I've got a folder that I will upload. It is called DHVideo. In that we have a data folder, and I've got my gun that I'm going to be using today, that folder. We've also got a config that I will upload later on. It should be in the description by the time the video gets released. So, we really need to go and look for a gun that we need to reskin. Today, I'm going to be looking at the SKS, just because it's a pretty easy one to make a video about. So, what we're going to do is bring up our text view, so we can grab up EAA, and let's go looking for a gun. Okay, so P drive, DZ, weapons, firearms, SKS, data. Let's go with the standard one. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so let's save this as a PNG somewhere. So let's just drop this on my desktop for now as a PNG. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drag that PNG into my SKS folder so I can upload this video later. So with this PNG, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it over to Photoshop. We're going to cut it out. Okay, so what I like to do, this is pretty easy, pretty simple. What I like to do is I like to grab my quick selection tool. Let's put that back to lasso. Grab my quick selection tool, and I just start grabbing the things that I don't want to be coloured, or things that I do want to keep, or generally things that I just want to split up. Okay, so that's most of the wood items right there. Let's go to magic wand and let's deselect some of these black bits. Like that. Deselect, deselect. And we should be able to layer via cut, and when we hide this, we should see all the wood gone. Let's do the opposite to make sure we've got no blacks. So we still have some blacks, which I don't really like, so I'm going to quickly undo that and remove some of these blacks. I think we'll keep these greys as well. I'm just not so happy about losing these greys. So we'll quick select, remove some of these greys here. This has all been removed here. I'll just remove this grey bit here, this little bit there, that little bit there, that bit we've removed. So we should be able to layer via cut this now, and we should be able to see not that very many blacks. So that's going to be our top colour. Let's get rid of that for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the camo that we're looking for. So I've got quite a few that's been edited. So for this one we'll go for a nice, I don't know. Let's go for a nice trippy one. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll drag that into another image in Photoshop. And what we're going to do is we're going to select all. And we're going to go to edit. And we're going to find define pattern. And we're going to call this trippy 6. Because that's what I've got it called. We can close this now. And come over to this and come over to the layer that we have selected, and we can see. Right click, blending options. Pattern overlay. Let's find our pattern, our trippy pattern. Scale this up a little bit, just like that. Bring the opacity a little bit up. So you can edit these in any good way possible. I mean, I've got my last two videos were all about texturing stuff a little bit better. So if we bring this up now, we should be able to see this wood effect. So for me, I like the look of that. So I'm going to save this as into my SKS folder as a PNG, but I'm going to call it SKS Trippy 6. Right. So we have that now. So we can go back to our weapons, our video folder, and go back to SKS. Trippy 6 is still saving. So what we'll do is we'll edit the config now. So our folder is called DHVideo. So let's go and edit this config, and we're going to change some of these things. This is all described in my config file. So I'm going to call this DHVideo. I'll also do the same here and do the same here. We'll call this Devil's House Weapons, author by me. We're going to change this DH Weapon Scripts. Change this. Change this. Okay. So these should all still be here, just like this. We've got house no destruct there, which is our starting point. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back. I'm going to look where we found this SKS. So firearms, SKS. I'm going to drag the config. So I'm going to drag the SKS base. I'm going to copy from the base. I'm going to copy the SKS itself. From there, I'm going to paste it here. Okay. So now we've got an SKS base. So what we're going to go to the top is we're going to take this SKS base. We're going to put this as a new base. Change the no house destruct to SKS base. Now we can call this DH underscore SKS base. I'm going to call this something a little bit different because I know I have one of these. So I'm going to underscore and call this test base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this from here. I'm going to add it over here where it says SKS base at the actual gun itself. So now I'm going to call this one DH underscore SKS underscore Trippy 6. Because this is our class name for our actual gun in the game. This is our base. So if you have any guns like M4s, you can add new magazines if you create new magazines, because you will need to add these in. Okay, so we have the scope we want to keep 0 for our base. Pretty much the base stays the same. You always keep the base the same, pretty much, unless you just want to change a couple of things. So we'll change our display name to SKS Trippy. And we'll also change our description. So now we can select our new textures here. So what we're going to do is we're going to link to where our SKS is. So DHVideo, data, SKS. And what we're going to do is we're going to take Trippy 6 all the way from here, and we'll replace these hidden selections here. Make sure it says PAA at the end. And that should be our config set up. Let's save this. Let's go back into text view and convert Trippy 6 to a PAA. And let that do its job. So what we can do is we can delete the normal SKS if we wanted to, and we can delete Trippy 6 PNG if we wanted to. I'm going to keep these in here for the test. Okay, so this should be good to go now. So let's pack this. And we'll go for a new one. So we'll go for weapons test. Let's pick our folder. So it's DHVideo. And let's pack this. Build successful. That's what I'm going to do, because I know I've got another PBO in here. We'll just quickly delete this one, and we'll load DayZ up using this mod. Let's just take my item pack out, and we'll go weapon, or we'll just type test. Weapons test mod. So let's play this in community offline mode. So you can do this with any gun, and you can also do this with the mag, just your hidden selections names may be a little bit different. But this is the way I do mine, and this is the way I've made my weapons pack. Especially if you're going to be creating a lot of them, it's nice to create a config per weapon. So you can just have the weapon and all its camos just in that one config, and then create another config for each gun, and have the config files in the file itself. So we're here in DayZ now. Let's bring my UI back up. So let's look for Trippy. There we go, we've got Trippy 6. As you can see, that's reskinned the gun part that we selected, and only the parts we selected. If I can remember what ammo this takes, let's go with 308s, 7.62 by 3.9s and 3.4s, just because I really don't remember what ammo this takes. Here we go, 7.62 by 3.9. Here we go. That's our reskinned SKS. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have fun and enjoy.